Chapter 1. The Circle of Life. Real nutrients from real foods create real health. With 6 children under one roof and all but one under the age of 12, we gravitate toward G-rated movies whenever the kids watch videos. A perennial favorite is The Lion King, the animated Disney classic that was released 20 years ago. This heroic coming-of-age story follows the epic adventures of a young lion cub named Simba, who struggles to accept the responsibilities of growing up and coming to grips with his destined role as king of the jungle. Simba's father is King Mufasa, the revered ruler of the animal kingdom. As a father, Mufasa feels that it's important to teach his son about the circle of life, or the delicate balance of nature that bonds all animals together. Early in the movie, Mufasa and Simba are walking through the savannah when they have this conversation. Mufasa: everything you see exists together in a delicate balance. As king, you need to understand that balance and respect all the creatures, from the crawling ant to the leaping antelope. Simba: but Dad, don't we eat the antelope? Mufasa: yes, Simba, but let me explain. When we die, our bodies become the grass, and the antelope eat the grass, and so we are all connected in the great circle of life. The circle of life applies to the humans inhabiting this planet as well, although we don't have any natural predators, and the chance of being eaten by killer whales, sharks, crocodiles, tigers, and yes, lions, is beyond minuscule. Even though we're at the top of the food chain, we are highly dependent on what's beneath us, all the way to the ground. And it's from the ground where real foods receive real nutrients to create real health. As the savanna, a grassy plain in tropical and subtropical regions, supports the antelope and lion alike and all creatures in between, the soil on our farms and ranches provide the nutrients that we need to survive. Our existence is dependent upon thriving, living topsoil, which is made of composted materials that become humus over time, or what we call soil organic matter, SOM. Soil organic matter is a component of soil made from the cells and tissues of plants and animal residue at various stages of decomposition. Or looked at another way, soil organic matter is the amount of organic compounds in the soil that is not clay or rock. When you have the right percentage of soil organic matter in dirt, you've got real nutrition for the planet, because the soil organic matter provides food for the microbes that builds and/or maintains the health of topsoil. Not everyone thinks about a relationship with the soil, but the real circle of life happens beneath our feet. Since the latter half of the 20th century, though, our soil has taken a metaphorical beating, resulting in fake nutrition for the planet. Fake nutrition comes from crops that have been fertilized with a shower of isolated chemical compounds that are supposed to grow plants bigger, better, and faster. What these chemical fertilizers do, however, is pillage the soil by destroying the microbiology and the organic matter within the soil, harming vital nutrients. The blame can be laid at the feet of Big Ag, and the 3 synthetically made minerals, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, that have radically changed the nature of farmland dirt in the last 50 to 60 years. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, a triumvirate that goes by the acronym NPK, are 3 of the 6 primary nutrients or microminerals that plants need to sustain continued growth, although there are also dozens of other trace minerals essential to the vitality of plant life. Nitrogen helps plants make the proteins they need to grow, and is a component of chlorophyll, the substance that gives plants their green color. Phosphorus, a key player in the photosynthesis process, the transformation of solar energy into chemical energy, stimulates the root system and helps the plant set buds and flowers. Potassium improves a plant's vigor, promotes blooming, and helps plants resist disease. In addition to these 3 main nutrients, plants also need calcium, magnesium, iron, and sulfur, as well as micronutrients or trace minerals such as boron, copper, cobalt, and molybdenum, to reach their full potential in the plant kingdom. When these elements are found in rich, dark topsoil, plants experience steady growth, and have a far better chance of fighting off pests and disease. When NPK fertilizers are employed, however, plants tend to experience fast, showy growth, which is why they are popular with home gardeners. Even though concentrated amounts of NPK fertilizer create the all-show and no-go phenomena, and often burn plant life or a backyard lawn. If you've ever tossed too much NPK fertilizer onto a section of grass, then you'll recall how that spot of lawn quickly turned brown and died. The agricultural industry relies heavily on NPK fertilizers because they tend to plant the same crop on the same land year after year, so farmers feel they have to goose their fields by putting back these building blocks of soil into their farmland. What they're doing, however, is applying the same Band-Aid over a wound that grows bigger and bigger with each passing year. We've now reached the tipping point where the use of NPK fertilizer is ubiquitous and ingrained in the minds of farmers and home gardeners alike. Consider this lead sentence from an article entitled, "Don't Let Your Plants Grow Hungry," on the gardeners.com website. According to the Gallup Gardening Survey, less than half of the country's home gardeners use any kind of fertilizer on their lawns or gardens. What's unfortunate about this statistic is that it means gardeners aren't getting as many flowers or as much produce as they should. And they're probably struggling with disease and insect problems that could be avoided. Well-fed plants are healthier, more productive, and more beautiful. Excuse me, well-fed plants are healthier and more productive, even more beautiful than plants and produce grown without NPK fertilizers? That's a mirage. Come hang out on an organic or biodynamic farm that practices permaculture principles during growing season, and I'll show you vibrant fruits and vegetables that will blow your mind and build your body with real nutrition. Bottom line, NPK fertilizers do more harm than good. High levels of NPK fertilizers cause the loss of certain plant species, contaminate local drinking water supplies, and prompt the overgrowth of algae in rivers and streams. But their greatest danger is creating an imbalance of nutrients in the soil that causes a depletion of other important minerals such as calcium, copper, and magnesium.